again. Why media, racism, and religion are to blame for hatred of black women in America. It is rampant and prevalent today as it ever was. All in articles, in the news, and social media, all on YouTube. You'll find people hating all day long, blaming black women for Section 8, welfare, food stamps, Medi-Cal, why they can't be like white women or look like some other culture that isn't even of their own. We're stigmatized by our hair, our lips, our body features. You know, it can be emotional abuse to the extent where we'll try to assimilate rather than form our own beauty. Well, now we have some women who are fighting to be who they are, but you have other culture out there being promoted and pushed that darker skin, there's something wrong with that. Black, there's something wrong with that. You need to lighten your skin. And this can have some real serious social effects, even as early as childhood, on young black females. And we face racism from other women who aren't black. And maybe they're seeing all of these things in social media and believing it. And they're just following suit. And maybe they've been taught these ideas from their parents early on. So we're all affected by these issues, which are extremely controversial today, where they compare black females to white females. White females are better than black females. Black females are demonized. Anything you do, you could be a mom, you could be breastfeeding, but you're looked at as something is wrong with you. But if it's a white mother, oh, it's a beautiful sight to see her breastfeeding her child. There's all the support and the love there. But you're both women, you're both mothers, and you're doing the same exact thing. So has it been that media is put in place to separate people of different groups, backgrounds, social structure, society, to cause us to be angry, to cause us to want to riot, to cause us to want to form these protests so we can speak out on these issues? Because it isn't just the people, but we have other issues that play a big part in American society, with homelessness, prostitution, domestic abuse, spousal abuse, and oftentimes black women will stay with a mate even if he is violent emotionally, physically, psychologically to her. We will risk dying, knife, gun, whatever, just to say we have a boyfriend or a husband. Some women are codependent and they have to have a mate. They'll be with them, face disfigured. You know, it's just sad. And a lot of times this is promoted because we don't want to see women who are independent and who have college education and who strive to be better than depending on a male to support us and our economic needs. Love should be love. You should be able to be with someone because you're with them, not because of their money and their cars and material items. Women should be able to be independent. I mean, don't you think that if you do have couples, and if the man is working, the woman is working, that they could pool their money together and it would help for the both of them for the better economically? But the way some people see it, they use media and racism to break apart families so that it creates this hate and this fury. The media has an agenda. It promotes gender wars, oftentimes, in the black culture. Black male celebrities are used to push the ignorance of hate towards black women. And we see this. We see comedians and song artists. You know, we have Lil Wayne, Kevin Hart, Neo, those to name a few, and some others who will make quotes. And once that's out there, it stays out there. And the message that you send to females is that they're worthless, that you hate them. You really never really were in support of them. And even if it's a joke, those are not joking words. Those words hurt and they stick, they last longer than you know. And little girls are watching this. They are reading this. And then we have the homophobia in the black community. Could it be that all these men that we try to get in relationships with women were probably not meant to be in relationships with women to begin with? Maybe that is what fuels some of the hate. Maybe all of the stereotyping and the stigma around black gay males has put them underground, where they had this, what you call, black men who they hide who they really are. They're really gay, but they're forced to be in these relationships because of all of the stigma being in black culture, that black people can't be gay and lesbian and LGBT, and they're sodomites and they're abominations and all these horrible things. And so where does this come from? Religion. Religion promotes it. And they also promote silencing women. Women should be quiet. They should, if they're seen, they shouldn't be heard. And we've seen that, where they've used Bible scriptures to promote the silencing of women, and also black women, black females. So where does this come from? The separation of black males and females. Look at this picture here. Slavery plays a huge part in that. And the prison industrial complex plays a huge part in that. What does that do to black families when you take black men and lock them up? You split up families. All of these men, not every single one is a criminal. Some of them, there's some of them in there that have been accused of crimes they didn't do, or they were in there, put in there for long sentences for petty crimes. And it happens in other cultures the same way. And then you have young, impressionable guys who, they see these men riding in cars. They have women and they have drugs, and it's promoted in music. And you're in poverty and in an impoverished community, so you see it as, wow, I don't have any positive role models, but the gangs and the drugs and the crime, you know, I want to come up fast. The school systems have failed, so I'm going to look to what these men out here in the street are doing, and you see that as a plus, and so you get involved in it. And then when you're taught young on that women are to be silenced, it's okay to beat up women, it's okay to abuse women, and women are just there for procreation, then what do you think you're going to get? A recipe for disaster. That's what it is. A recipe for disaster. And media, racism, the hate that is spewed out there to hate on women, it's all out there. The Bible using religion as a tool for weapons to further exploit and hate black females, using scriptures to back it up. That's where it all comes from.